Good morning. It's actually a little dark out this morning because it's kind of cloudy, but today is officially the first day of my second year at med school. We had orientation or boot camp last week, but this week we actually get started. So I'm gonna take you all around with me and let's see what I get up to. For a bit of context, as I hug the window for light, it's about 8:15. Classes today start at 10, but they will normally start at 8. But they've just pushed stuff back because they have a little bit of more orientation material to give us. I have a meeting at 9, so Matthew and I are going in a little bit earlier. And yeah, so during second year we have longitudinal lectures, which is what's happening today. We have bedside tutorials, clinic experience, and then unit-specific tutorials and case-based tutorials, and I will explain them all as they kind of come up this week. And just like that, we are home. We had lecture in the morning, and then I had a bedside tutorial, and they are kind of exactly what they sound like. Lecture, we learned about cerebral perfusion and what happens when that goes wrong. And we did learn a little bit about that last year, so it was kind of review. And we'll have lectures throughout the year that just keep going, so they call them longitudinal lectures that everybody does together. And then they've divided us up as our cohort into sort of 3 blocks. We have one that we call, or I call, like the guts. So we do cardio, respiratory, gastroenterology here. And then we have pain, neuro, and aging, and general practice / oncology. And those blocks are what we follow through sort of with our bedside tutor, our case-based tutorials, and our clinical experience. So that'll start to make more sense as the video goes along. Our bedside tutorial today was just a bit of an introduction to what to expect, what to see, review a little bit of like last year general history and exam taking and what our tutor wants us to know. And then we were in the hospital and we got to see a patient, a really nice woman let all of us go into her room and ask her questions about her what caused her to be admitted and her experience so far, and do a very brief exam. I accidentally threw one of my colleagues under the bus because I didn't admit to having a stethoscope because I was nervous on the first day. Sorry, Sam. But yeah, so we will be doing all of the things that we learned last year if you've been following my vlogs. So all of those exams and histories that we learned last year, we are going to be doing them on real patients and really getting a lot better in terms of our clinical judgment and our clinical experience in the bedside tutorials to prepare for our OSCE at the end of the year. So I need to change into something a little bit cooler, and then I think I'm going to do some admin stuff and sort of start solidifying the learning from today and making a bit of a learning plan for the rest of the week. Hello and happy Tuesday. So today we don't have classes. We have this time normally in the week. We could be rotating through clinic or doing any sort of assessments or anything like that. But today we have a practice session for DOPS, which I'll put the definition here, just our procedural skills, and we are learning how to actually give injections. That would be like your typical sort of vaccine, your intramuscular injection, and a subcutaneous injection, which you could think of might be like someone who has to take insulin every day. So pretty exciting. We'll be learning on dummies. We don't practice on ourselves anymore, so we don't have to be turned into pin cushions as med students, but it'll definitely be one of those days where we actually feel like we're kind of learning how to be doctors, so I'm excited. So we are back. Excuse my fan making really weird noises. After classes I went and picked up my new glasses, and yeah, so we learned how to do intramuscular injections and subcutaneous injections, and yeah, I really learned a lot. Really felt kind of cool. Figured out that once we get assessed on this, we can actually give them, so I'm really happy that I have this this early in the semester because I do my GP placement later. So since I will be already tested and practiced on giving intramuscular injections, potentially at my GP placement, I'll actually be allowed / asked to do that on real people. With supervision, of course, but that's really exciting. Yeah, so then it's just past noon, and I'm going to sit down and decide what I need to do for the rest of the day. This week, we don't have any clinical experience, so we do have a couple days kind of off, so I want to make sure that I make the most of them in terms of study and setting up good habits. Good morning. It is Wednesday. Today is another day that would / could be used for clinic, but because it's the very first week of this block, we don't have clinic. I have to go in for my BLS training, so basic life support, just to get certified so that when we're in the hospital they know that we kind of know what to do, or at least know how to follow directions, should someone be in respiratory distress. Yeah, I'm pretty tired today. So all finished with the BLS assessment, and then it's time now to just camp out and study and try to prepare for tomorrow. Good morning. So it's now Thursday and I have class at 8 a.m. So if you watched any of my older vlogs, then you know an 8 a.m. class means waking up at 6. I'm actually trying to wake up a little bit before 6 now just to get into a bit of a better morning routine, and we just have to pack a lunch and try to eat something for breakfast and then head out. It's going to be a really packed day. Today we have a unit-specific tutorial, so for all of us that are on our block, and we'll have a tutorial with one of the experts, so a surgeon or doctor or clinician, and then immediately after that we have our case-based tutorial, so we'll be working through a specific case, specific again to our block, so it's about a third of the cohort will be there. And then I have a meeting at lunch, and then we have an introduction to our track care, which is the electronic medical records in the hospital, so we can, when appropriate, look up patient records to do our case reports, etc., or just to support the doctor we're shadowing or something. And then the Med Society is having a policy think tank after that, which I will probably want to go to, and that will take me all the way till 4, so big day. So we gotta make sure that we pack lunch so that meeting can actually happen. So let's go. As predicted, today has been pretty full on. Just a bit of a recap: from 8 to 10 we had our unit-specific tutorial, and that was on heart failure, and then 10 to 12 we had a case-based tutorial, so we go through a specific case. That was again on sort of heart failure, but also how we would walk through from a patient history and exam, treatment, and sort of our management plan. So it's pretty full on, and then immediately we had lunch and then a meeting about the electronic medical records and how we'd have access to it. I then had to run to the GI clinic to set up my first clinical experience and shadowing, and now I'm just here reviewing the content from the morning. So it's been pretty full on, so I haven't really gotten to update anyone, but yeah, just a big day of heart failure. But it's been really good. The clinician that teaches us for a lot of our cardiology stuff is really great. But yeah, that's Thursday. And we'll just keep working on that. Remember the sandwich method, so I tried to review it yesterday, got taught it in class today, and now I'm trying to condense it again, and we'll review it hopefully maybe on the weekend. Trying to start good habits early. Good morning. So it's Friday now, and I have had a very lazy morning. It's about 10 now. I did wake up at like 7, but then I got engrossed in a book and had breakfast. So time to shower and get the day started. The goal for today is to set up my room to be better for studying. So that didn't really go as planned. It's now sort of just after noon. I have a coffee in hand, but I got caught up doing some sort of admin stuff as the year rep to kind of liaise with my faculty. We've had some questions about the organization of this year, and they are helping us get sorted and everybody get on the same page. So I was happy to postpone life sorting out to help sort all of my friends out. And I went to the post office and I picked up this. So thank you Aunt Mary and Uncle Joe. They gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I purchased a tripod so I won't have to balance this on a windowsill just to shoot any of my sort of standing and talking videos. I'll actually be able to kind of position it in different places, and I'm very excited. And it'll also be fun to take if I do any traveling and such in the future, so that's cool. Now that we have a coffee and distractions have been minimized, we can get down to business. It's gonna take a second. There you go. So much better. Yes, there's still stuff on my bed, but honestly, those things kind of have to be there. My desk is a little bit small for my liking, so we've got a pile of textbooks that I'll be using pretty much every day, and then my stethoscope and my clinic notebook. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of work. Today's actually been kind of nicely lazy. As I said, I had a slow morning, and then Matthew and I just went to see a movie, so not the most productive day, but that's okay. There is still plenty of time in the evening, so I think I'm gonna get some work done, just again consolidating everything that we learned this week and trying to get ahead on next week. So I don't think I'll end this vlog here. I'll let you guys see my Saturday, so it's just time to get some work done.